I'm going to identify as something that isn't really true to my nature.
Yeah, I think it does because I see it a lot with like when people leave like the Catholic Church and Mormonism. I see it more so with those two, where people will completely turn around and do a complete 180 of the original personality or morals that they were supposed to have growing up. And I see it a lot more so with, because Mormonism really isn't Christianity. So I see it more so with like the Catholic sector of it all. And so, yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. It kind of reminds me of that TV show you and I used to watch, Evil. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So the main girl on that TV show, who is now a psychologist, is, I forgot what they call it, but basically she's a former Catholic. They call it like a, I don't know what they call it. Basically a non-practicing Catholic. She no longer believes in any of that. And it was because of a lot of things she went through growing up that she decided that that was no longer for her. And I see that a lot because at that point in the show, she was very turned away from it. She became very logical, very much I have to see it to believe it, very much there's nothing spiritual about this world, or and God doesn't exist, things like that, right? And so I see that with Cynthia. I see a lot of I saw it a lot during her press tour. There was a lot of odd behavior. I don't even really know how to describe it or what to call it, but basically when she was touring with Ariana Grande, because they were in the movie Wicked, the new remake of it, and they played the main two characters. And they had a very odd, to me, in my opinion, they had a very odd relationship that had a lot of weird mannerisms. Like during interviews, you could kind of see there was sort of a codependency there of
Ooh.
It looked
and
like
I
they were
don't,
acting. I thought they were just
yeah.
acting. It was like they were still in character or something. It was weird.
It was like they were still in character
Mhm.
because they would like the I remember a part where they were interviewing with this one interviewer, and the interviewer goes like, "This is my first interview," or something like that. And they both like lean in super far at the same time to her, and they're like, "And you're doing so great. Like, oh my God, you are the light. You are the sunshine. We just adore you. You're doing amazing." I'm like, yo, I don't know. It did
Sound like
I
a
know
spirit to
people,
me.
and then it was like they were constantly touching each other too. So again, that was like that codependency that was there. And it was like they were acting. And so I think a lot of it has to do with church hurt and her trying to discover who she is. So she really leaned into this like, I'm black, I'm queer, I'm a woman, and
Yep.
those are the things that define her. And so everything she does will be through those lenses,
Lenses.
and
Yep.
not because of what we see, but because of how she sees herself. And so that's why she got so offended when some fan of Wicked a while ago did like a remake of the original no, they did a remake.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
so
the
this random
original. Yeah.
artist, yeah, like this random visual artist that was a fan of the original um play, decided to make the new poster of the play look like the original poster of the play. And they did that by just simply kneeling down the hat. It was like a
And
picture of,
basically hiding your eyes.
yeah.
So, like in the original poster, you can't really see the witch's eyes, right? Because
Mhm.
it's supposed to be like mysterious. But in the Wicked, live action movie, they show her eyes. Um, I
She looks
guess,
kind of scared. I kind of
yeah,
like the what the visual artist did, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like it was fine, but like real true fans of Wicked, which people do this all the time, like fan fiction, fan art, all the time. They just recreated the 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 one that Cynthia was in to make it look like the original. And it was like, "Hey, look guys, like we made this one look like this one." It wasn't a stab at the new one. It was just fans being fans,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And when fans are being fans, they create art, they create fan fiction, they go on Reddit threads, like they get involved with the artwork. And that's exactly what this person did. But Cynthia Erivo got really offended. And I mean so offended that she like sent like a whole paragraph on Instagram, Twitter, or something like that, where she was basically deeply explaining her offense by basically saying you erased her by cutting off her eyes, and that she chose to look in the barrel of the camera to her audience and things like that. And I'm like, first of all, this is such a dangerous game that she's playing just with her identity in general, because I can really tell as a person when she plays a character, that is now her character. When really you are supposed to let the character embody you, she decides that she wants to place her identity on the character she's playing. And
Mm,
she had to realize that this play, Wicked, this movie was bigger than just her, but she made it about
Yep.
herself in that moment, you know? And so,
right, yeah, like she isn't the character, right? That character can be played by like there's been 4 or 5 different Supermans that have played, Superman in a live action movie over the course of history, right? But those guys themselves aren't Superman. Like we don't see them in the street and say Clark Kent. We say, "Oh, that's Christopher Reeves," or I forgot who the new Superman is. But you get what I'm saying, right? They, play their role and they play it and embody the role for what it is, but we understand that they aren't what Superman, like they should reflect some of the characteristics of Superman because they play them, right? But they aren't Superman, the ideal, right? Like, no,
exactly.
that's just Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, it reminds me of this study, or it was a video, a study or something I read a long time ago, where basically it was saying how when when little boys and little girls, when they play with dolls or action figures or whatever, when boys play with action figures, they become the character. Whereas when girls play action with action figures and dolls and
Hmm.
stuff like that, they make the dolls into them. And
Yes.
so
That's deep.
So it's like a
it made it
fundamental difference in how, males and females kind of approach and operate
exactly.
the world
Exactly. It's
as
like
far
women.
as far as play is concerned.
Right. And acting is a form of play. And so it looked like
Ooh.
on her press tour and during her movies and all her acting, she was unable to separate herself from her characters. And so I'm interested to see kind of where this Jesus Christ superstar thing will go with her, because of her inability to separate them, you know?
Hmm. So I mean, since you are saying that, so that means that her true intentions will actually be revealed, or like how she, views, Christ, because
Yeah.
she is playing the role, and you do have to embody and also learn about, Christ, and she already has a background by being in the Catholic Church, and because I think a lot of us already know, just okay, by her being Nigerian, that uh, in the Nigerian culture, religion is very very important, especially to the older generation. So I know that that was definitely um, definitely put on her to some degree, but I just don't know everything. I couldn't get everything out, but I know that it's something there that definitely happened, because anytime you just make a full 360, uh, there's some things that I guess maybe she can't even explain that
Oh
has
yeah.
affected her.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, that's just about unpacking childhood and just doing a whole bunch of of things to really understand your mindset, you know? But yeah, that's exactly it. And it's just interesting to see kind of where she'll go with the character of Jesus, because I mean, I already knew from the conception that she's going to impose her identity there,
Mhm.
because she can't separate it. Her identity is how she moves through the world. When you identify so much with those worldly identifiers, that is how you move through the world with everything that you do. That is at the forefront, everything. That is your religion. That is who you serve, your identity. And so when she plays this character, she has no choice but to, because of the way she views herself, she has no choice but to impose her beliefs and her stance on things onto the character. I wouldn't be surprised if she even changes up some lines or suggests changes within the script or direction or anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised, because if it doesn't, I can tell if it doesn't fit her narrative, if it makes her uncomfortable, she might have to go in a different direction. And I think that the directors would probably be okay with it, because that's what they want to do in the first place. They want to impose her identity on this character. That's the whole reason why they hired her. And so, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.